Hello, Tung Anh. Can you hear and see me?
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear and see me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So, yes, let's start with our lesson for this morning, Tung Anh. So, how are you today?
Oh, yes.
Hmm. What did you say? How are you today?
Yes, I'm good.
You're good. Okay, that's great. So, what did you do over the weekend, Tung Anh?
Mm, oh, last week I'm sick, so I'm
Oh,
relaxed.
uh-huh. But how do you feel today? I mean, like, do you feel better now?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. What happened? Did you get fever or did you have a cold? What do you have? Why were you sick?
uh, I'm a little fever and
Mm.
COVID.
Oh, okay. But it's still like summer vacation now in Vietnam, right? Is it still summer vacation in Vietnam?
Yes,
Tangan? Ah, okay,
yes.
so that means you cannot go out then, right? Because if you have like COVID, you should not go out, correct?
No, I'm better.
You feel better now.
Yes,
Okay, okay, that's great. Okay, I think Amy is also here already, so we can start our lesson. So, Amy, can you hear and see me?
yes,
Okay, great. So, okay, good morning, ladies. So let's start with our lesson for this morning. So, for our lesson this morning, as I have told you last Thursday, we will begin our lesson with some sample answers from the questions that we had last time. Okay, so I just picked two questions from the six questions that we discussed, and then we will talk about each part and the details behind after it. And then also after I give some sample answers for our lesson this morning, I will also have a quick discussion about the IELTS speaking and the use of cohesive devices. Okay, so as what we have, or as I have always told you, ladies, about the use of cohesive devices. So for this morning, we will be discussing them, how to use them, and of course later we will have some quick practice about how to use them. Okay, so let's get started so that we can cover the all the discussions that we will be having for today. So for this part, can you see my screen, Tungan and Amy?
yes.
So I got here like a plain white screen. So I will be please wait. So I will be giving here like the sample answer as I said. So we will have here the title. So, sample answers for part three. Okay. So, yes, sample answers for part three. This time we are going to discuss about the questions again, and but we will just use just one, two questions for this one. Okay, so for the first question, this one. So we have, should children here? Okay. So, should children help their parents with household chores? So, this is like the first question that I want to highlight. So, here, let's discuss them. So, for the sample answers, okay, it's this part. Okay, so this is for the first one. Then, we will have the second one, second question. So, what kind of job or what kind of help do people need when looking for a job? So, let's have the following. Oh, okay, wait. Let me make it smaller. I hope it can be seen, but I'm not pretty sure. So I'll just make it smaller. So, okay, okay, this is like the sample this time then. Okay, so let's just highlight a few things from this list. So as you can see for the first part, we always start with paraphrasing the question. Okay, so the ones that I will be highlighting in green, these are like the talking about the paraphrasing of question. Next is you need to have your first idea. So as I have said, we are going to describe two main ideas for each item. So the one I highlighted with yellow, this is the first idea. And then the second idea is this one. So the one that I will be highlighting in orange. So as you can see here in each item, so there are two main ideas. So for each question, I highlighted two um, main ideas and then followed by reasons and examples, of course. So for the reasons and examples, here are the notes. So the ones that I highlighted in blue, these are the reasons and examples. Okay, so when we answer or when we give our responses for each item, it's really important that we need to have a complete information for each item. Okay, so that's why like in number and especially for part three, speaking part three, you need to have like longer responses and at the same time You need to have a more organized response. So this time, let's start with the first example here. So you got, should children help their parents with household chores? Can you please read the sample answer here, Tangan?
Um, yes, I believe children should help their parents with household chores. First of all, doing household chores teaches children to be responsible and independent. When children regularly do simple tasks such as washing the dishes, cleaning the room, or taking out the chairs. They learn
Mm-hmm.
how to take care of themselves and their living environment. For example, if children are responsible for cleaning their
Their own
own,
rooms.
they may become more organized and learn to keep their belongings in order.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason is that helping with chores allow children to support their parents and contribute to the family. Parents are often busy with work or other responsibilities, so sharing household tasks can reduce their workload. For instance, if
For
children
instance,
instance, if children help prepare the table or do the laundry, their
mhm,
parents will have more time to relax after a long day at work. Therefore, I think children should help with chores as long as the tasks are ap- appropriate,
appropriate.
appropriate for their age.
Mhm. Their age again. One more time, their age.
Their age.
Yes, thank you. So this time, let's talk about this one. Yeah. So as you can see here, so please listen for everyone. So as you can see, guys, in this list right here, so it's actually a complete sense of thought. Okay, so you got the as you can see, like there's paraphrasing of question again, the one highlighted in green. Then we got two main ideas. So the first reason is doing household chores teaches children to be responsible, and then responsible and independent. And the second reason is helping with chores allow children to support their parents and contribute to the family. So that makes it a complete um, content for this part. And then followed by, of course, we have the supporting details. Okay, so our supporting details, again, these are the examples and reasons. So the reason children do regular simple tasks, so like washing dishes, cleaning their rooms, it helps them to take care of themselves and their living environment. So there is a good effect. Okay, when when parents allow their kids or children to do house chores. And then that's followed by another supporting information, which is for giving or providing support. Then you have the, let's say, like parents can read, or let's say, like parents' tasks can be reduced. Okay, so this is how you will describe your answer. So there should be, let's say, like the reason, and at the same time, you also need to think about like what would be the possible effect for the kids on this matter. So, any questions for the first sample answer, girls? Do you have any questions?
Now,
No questions. Okay, so if you guys don't have any questions, Then let's proceed with the second topic. For the second question, by the way, we got here, what kind of help do people need when looking for a job? So in this case, I want Amy to read this sample answer. So I know it's so small, but yeah, just try to read, Amy. Go.
Okay. When people are searching for a new job, I think they usually need different type of support to improve their chance of finding a suitable positions. A well-written CVs can help job seekers make a good first impressions and highlight their skill and experience. For example, a friend, a teacher, or career advisor can check someone's CV and suggest ways to make it more professional and relevant to particular job. Second, people may need advice and encouragement from others. I looking for a job can be stressful, especially when someone receives several rejections. Family members, friends, or professional mentors can give useful advice, set job opportunities, or help the persons prepare for an interview. For instance, a friend who has experience in the same industry might recommend a company that is currently hiring or give advice on how to answer common interview questions.
Okay, yes, thank you. So okay, let's talk about the second question here then, guys. So for the second question, as what we have or as what I have read, we are going to describe about the kind of help. Okay, so what kind of help do people need when they're looking for a job? So as you can see here, like one information is talking about a well-written CV. Okay, or this is like your resume or resume. So this will help the yeah, as mentioned, this will help the job seekers get okay a or give a good impression to the companies that they will be applying for. And then, of course, it's followed by the idea of advice and encouragement for others. So, same with the last part that Amy has read. So, it actually talks about the sample interview questions, for instance. Okay, so that's how we are going to describe and develop on the content right here. So, do you have any questions about the sample answers, Amy and Tungan?
No,
No questions. So, is everything clear then?
yes.
Okay. So, if everything's clear, now let me turn off the screen sharing first. And as I have said, we are going to have a discussion about the use of cohesive devices. So later on, yeah, later on in our class, we are going to discuss a few things, or we will try to practice some more activity related to the IELTS practice or the IELTS speaking task. But for now, we are going to discuss first about the details, okay, or the information related to the use of cohesive devices, okay? So let me share my screen. Okay, there. Can you see my screen,
Yes.
Tangan and Amy? Yes. Okay. So if you guys could see my screen, then we'll start. So as you can see in the title of this slide, so it talks about the use of cohesive devices to sound more fluent and organized in your responses. Okay, so this time, let's talk about what are the cohesive devices. So can you please read this one, Tungan? Tungan,
Um,
can you please read?
read on.
Yes, the definition, how they help you, and what do we think? What do we need to think of cohesive devices?
Um, they have your answer sound
You
organized.
start with definition, Tangan. Cohesive devices are words and phrases. The green one, Tangan.
Mm, Uh, definitis-
Definition.
definition.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please read.
I don't know this word.
Okay, okay. That definition talks about meaning. Okay, and then if you want to know the pronunciation of this, it's cohesive devices.
Oh, um, cursive device are words and phrase that connect ideas together. They
Mm-hmm.
have your answer sound organized, uh, logical,
Mm-hmm.
natural, fluent. Think of
Okay.
them as price between
Bridges.
ideas. Bridge,
Bridges.
bridge,
Again, bridges.
bridge,
Yes, bridge. So bridges.
bridges.
Okay, there you go. Correct. So think of them as bridges between ideas. Okay, so this part, let's explain. So when we say cohesive devices, again, it talks about something that we use to connect ideas. Okay, so that means that when we answer, these cohesive devices will help to connect the ideas together. So that means without the cohesive devices, then the information that we are going to give are not well connected. That's one. And at the same time, they may not be complete. Okay. So again, it's really important that we have a well connected idea, and we can only achieve a connected idea when we use the cohesive devices. And as mentioned at the bottom part, so the one written in pink, think of them as bridges. So that means from one idea going to the next. So this connects the information together. So are we clear about the definition of cohesive devices? Or do you guys have any questions?
No question.
No questions. Okay. So let's proceed if you guys don't have any questions. So on the next slide, we have why are they important in part three? So can you please read this one, Amy?
We requires um,
Yeah. So you
include
start with the yellow
longer,
one.
longer answers and more complex ideas,
Mm-hmm.
explanations, and options.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Keep reading.
Then we need to, with our cognitive devices, uh, no choppy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
are important. People exercise their children, play their cities need them.
Mm-hmm.
That's example.
Okay.
With cognitive devices, not say smooth. Well, we need to say park are important because they provide a place for exercise. In addition, they offer recreational space
Recreational.
for
Mm-hmm.
children. For children. Therefore, cities should invest in more public parks.
Okay, yes, thank you. So yes, so as you can see the difference here, again, the explanation is it needs longer answers for part three. And as you can see in the sample, if we don't have the cohesive devices, yes, they are related to each other. Like parks are important, people exercise there, children play there, cities need them. Yes, they are related, but there's no clear connection of ideas. So that means like same as being described, it's choppy. Okay, so meaning it is there is no clear connection of details. So in this case, this is when we need the cohesive devices because in the second example, as you can see, they actually relate and connect information together. So parks are important because they provide a place for exercise. In addition, they offer recreational spaces for children. Therefore, cities should invest in more public parks. So next one. So let's start this time. So this is the first kind of cohesive device. So when giving opinions, this is very important. Can you please read this one, Tangan?
Um, Usually to start your answer, I believe that, in my opinion, from my perspective, as far as I'm uh,
Concerned. As far as I'm concerned,
concerned,
yes.
personally, I think,
Mm-hmm.
example from my
From our
perspective,
perspective, yes.
technology has made communication much easier than it was in the past.
Okay, yes, thank you. So, yes, again, from the list, you got different ways to give opinions. Okay, so later on, after the class, I will be giving you a copy of this, let's say like slides, so you can try to familiarize them on your free time, girls. Okay, but yes, this is giving opinions. Next one. Let's have the giving reasons this time. Can you please read them, Amy, this time? Please read Amy.
Um, the first explaining why is because since as one reason is that or this is mainly because for example I
Mm-hmm.
think online learning is becoming more popular because it offers greater flexibility.
Okay, yes, thank you. So okay, this time, guys, I think you guys are very let's say let's say not popular, but you guys are very familiar with the word because when giving reason. Okay, but take note that in IELTS speaking, it's really important that we try to have varied, for example, we have varied ways to use as cohesive devices because take note if you only use the same cohesive device like always because it will affect our let's say like lexical resource for this one because cohesive devices are under the lexical resource and at the same time it also covers like the one in the fluency and coherence. So as much as possible it would be better if you use or if you can familiarize the other kinds of giving reasons as well. So for example, since, as, one reason is that this is mainly because, so familiarize two or three for each aspect. Next one. Please read Tangan.
Uh, I think another point Moreover, in ad- addition,
Mm-hmm.
besides what's more, example, public parks improve people's health. Furthermore, they have create stronger communities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, thank you. So yes, in this case, this is like useful when we give like the second idea. So, for example, we're done with the first idea and we are now in the second idea. So, the use of cohesive devices about adding ideas is very important. So, you say in addition, furthermore, moreover. So, you have to familiarize them too. Okay, and as you can see there, so the sample is talking about like additional advantage or additional, let's say, like good points of having some public parks. Anyway, let's move on to the next part. So please read here, Amy.
Supporting your ideas. Um, that's just like, for example, for instance, such as to illustrate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Example is that many people rely heavily on technologies. For instance, students often use online resources for research and learning.
Okay, yes, thank you. So this time, yes, when giving examples, so again, this is really important, especially in part one and part three, actually. So you can use these cohesive devices for parts one and part three, especially if you want to highlight or explain an example for something. So you can always use this detail right here. Okay. And then next one, we have showing results this time. So can you please read this one, Tungan?
Uh, Explaining consequence. Therefore, as a research, consequently, thirst because of this.
Again,
Example,
thus. By the way, that's pronounced as thus.
thus,
Okay, great. So
uh,
please continue reading.
example, more people are working remotely at a
Hmm.
research.
As a
Uh,
result,
as as a research,
hmm
demand for office space had decreases in some cities.
okay. So wait, let's work on the pronunciation too for this part. So can you please repeat after me, Tangan? It's decreased.
Decrease,
One more time, decreased.
decrease.
Okay, so another one, thus.
Thus,
Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, so yes, as you can see here for this part, it talks about the result. Okay, so another thing that we can also talk about in part three, as I said earlier, is talking about the effect for something. So showing results, as you can see there, this will help you. Okay, or this connective will help you, or this kind of cohesive device will help you to link and relate the information to the result of a specific, let's say, like change. So, as you can see here in the example described is working remotely. So, when we say working remotely, that means that when people work online, so the one that we're doing now, it's an online lesson, so this is like a remote kind of, let's say, like setup or lesson setup. So that means that in this kind of industry, like for remote to work, people do not need offices anymore because they can just source the workplaces, or people can work online, or people can work at the comfort of their home these days. Okay, so that's an example there. So next, let's continue. Oh, by the way, do you have any questions or clarifications before we move on?
I see.
No.
No questions. Okay, so if you guys don't have any questions, then we'll continue. So this time, please read this one, Amy.
Showing different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, However, on the other hand, although even though in example, um, technologies offers many benefits. However, it can also lead to distractions and reduce face-to-face interaction.
Okay, yes, thank you. So as you can see here, when we say contrasting ideas, this actually talks about like the opposite idea this time. Okay, so that means that you are going to talk about the opposite side of the given topic. So you use the contrasting idea. So this is actually opposite of adding ideas earlier. So remember when we say adding ideas, so you just have to add similar ideas. So for example, let's say like similar thoughts or similar context of ideas. But when we say contrasting idea, so this means that you have to describe, or you have to talk about something that is opposite, or something that is on the other side of the given topic. Okay, so that makes it the contrasting cohesive devices, or contrasting like connectors for this reason. So next one, let's continue. So can you please read here, Tung, about comparing?
Making
Comparisons.
comparisons. Similarly, likewise, compared to, in contrast to.
Mm-hmm.
Example, compared to a
Previous generation.
previous generation, young people today have much easier access to information.
Okay, yes, thank you. So this time, let's continue. So here, okay. So similarly, likewise, compared to and in contrast. So for this part here, guys, this is talking about like similarities between points. So for example, like what is the similarity for the information? So the again, when we say, for example, that for example, we have the similar information. So likewise compared to, so let's say for example, let's say like studying alone and for example studying in groups. So when we say making comparison, that means how are they related to each other? So that's how you use it. Okay. And then next part, let's talk about concluding this time. So can you please read this one, Amy? Amy, can you please read it for me?
Ending your answers with overall, in general, all things considered, and ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
exam
Ultimately, again, ultimately.
ultimately, example overall, I believe governments should invest more in public education because it benefits society as a whole.
It benefits society as a whole. Yes, correct. Okay, so this time, any questions about this one? Do you have any questions? No questions.
No.
Okay, so if you don't have any questions, then so let's just continue with the next part. Okay. So we have here the structure this time. Okay, so for the structure, can you please read the slide here, Tangan?
Uh, Opinion, reasons, example, resource, conclusion. Question, why is exercise important? Answer, I believe exercise plays a crucial role in maintaining good health because it have people stay physically fit and reduce the risk of certain diseases. For example, individuals who exercise regularly often have better cardiovascular health. health.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, they may enjoy a higher quality of life. Overall, exercise is essential for long-term
Essential.
well-being.
Okay, yes. Thank you. So this time, let's move on to the next part. Okay. So this time, let's talk about this one. So as you can see, it's already color coded, guys. Okay, so for the color coded information, you have there like again the purple one talks about the opinion. Okay, so the question is asking about why exercise is important. So that talks about the content or the opinion. Then we have reason, the pink one. Then we got the example, then result, and then conclusion. So, by the way, for this sample here, I just gave one reason only. Or sorry, like one reason and one example only. But again, in our practices later, I want you to come up with two main ideas and two reasons and examples. Okay. So this time, let's move on to the next part. So here, let's talk about the common mistakes this time. So we're almost done, by the way. Let's read this one. Amy, can you please read it for me?
Using the same linker, uh, because
Mm-hmm.
it's
Then
because a
better.
lot uh, better instead of because furthermore, for example, or therefore.
Okay, yes, thank you. So this time, um let's move on to this information. So as I have said, it would be better if you can vary your cohesive devices. So instead of using the same cohesive devices again and again, try to use a different cohesive devices from time to time. And then next one, we have natural versus forced links. So can you please read this one, Tangan?
Uh, too many too many linkers. Uh, Not fully Marvel Football in addition. Therefore, some memorize national use. I think public transport is important because it reduces traffic congestion.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, it is more environmentally friendly than private vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Thank you. So as you can see here, so instead of using too many linkers in one statement, so we need to use them naturally. Okay. And yeah, this is like an addition to this one. So no need to read. Let's proceed with our final tips. So can you please read this one, Amy?
First, I do that connects idea logically, use a variety of linkers, give a reasons and example, and sounds natural.
Mm-hmm. Next
Um,
one.
uh, don't memorize long list. Force linker into every sentence. Um, use
Use
advanced
advanced words.
use advanced words incorrectly.
Okay, yes, thank you. So, yes, that's all for our discussion then for this morning. So, again, later, guys, I will be sending a copy of our discussion. But for now, let's use the rest of the time first to practice a speaking activity. So, for this speaking activity, since we discussed about part three, so I will be using a part three speaking question. Okay, so we have. The topic is about school and education. Okay, so our first question here is again, this is part three, guys. Okay, so our first question is about should students have homework every day? So again, should students have homework every day? Um, let's ask Tungan. Can you please answer the first question?
Uh, um, to my way of thinking,
Mhm.
um, uh, okay, to my way of thinking, homework have student review what they learn at school
Mhm.
and and develop good study habits.
Uh-huh.
Um, Besides, it can help them. Can I talk first?
Oh, you mean
Uh,
you want to do it again?
this.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
So again, the question is, should students have homework every day?
uh, that's to my way of thinking. Uh, so I think they should, but not too much because um, because firstly, homework have students review what they learn at school. In addition, it can help them develop good study habits and improve their time management skills. Um, However, too much homework can make students feel stressed and leave them with little time to relax.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I think students should do a reasonable amount of homework every day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. So next question is it important for students to study English? Let's have your answer, Amy.
Can you repeat these questions?
Okay, so again, is it important for students to study English?
Yes, in my opinions, I believe learning English is extremely important for students.
Mm-hmm.
English have them access to wide range of informations, including books, websites, or many online courses.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, um, it can improve their um, futures educations and career opportunities uh, as as many works and international companies require good English skills. Um, besides that, besides students should not focus only on grammar. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they also need to practice speaking and listening in real life situations. As a result, learning English should be both practice and enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes. Next question. Should schools teach students practical skills? Tung.
Um, yes, to my way of thinking, practical skill uh, can help students become more independent in their daily life. For example, they can learn how to manage money,
Mm-hmm.
cook simple meals, or uh, solve basic problems. Therefore, these skills are just as important as uh, academic knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. And lastly, do students learn better in groups or alone, Amy?
You can repeat these questions. My internet is
Okay,
unstable.
it's okay, no problem. Okay, so my question, Amy, is do students learn better in groups or alone?
In my perspective, uh, mm, both both methods can be effective depending on task and the learner. Studying in groups allows students to exchange ideas, discuss different topics, and learn from one another. Um, uh, thus, it helps them develop communications and teamwork skills. On the other hand, studying alone is often better for tests that require deep concentrations such as reading uh, or writings for an exams. Um, Overall, I believe the, the best approach is to combine both methods rather than rely on only one.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, so for this morning then, let's have our quick feedback first. Okay, so we will still have the feedback. So let me just oh sorry. Yeah, so let's have the set of questions. So again, our topic is all about like school and education. Okay, and again, for our discussion this morning, we actually have discussed or described about the use of cohesive devices. Okay, so it would have been better if you guys have applied them. Okay, but here I just want to give like a general feedback. So I will not give individual no, I will give individual feedback this time, but I will just keep it like short. Okay, because yeah, it's almost time already. So we'll start with you, Tongan. So in your case, Tongan, you actually have like a good main ideas. Okay, so the information that you have shared to Tungan, they are all great. Okay, so however, the problem that I have here with you, Tungan, is that you paused a long time. Okay, so here what I would suggest is avoid pausing for a long time because as I have said in our previous class, pauses can be possible. However, make sure that you don't pause for a long time. Okay, and then again, the good thing about you, Tungan, is that you managed to paraphrase the question, but this time I want you to um here I would note so needs to practice more on organizing ideas while answering. So this means that this is talking about multitasking. Okay, so I know multitasking can be very difficult, especially in your case that you are translating from Vietnamese to English, but that's how it is. Okay, so we need to multitask. Okay, and then also, yeah, again, it's more about the process for you, Tungan. Next one is let's have your feedback this time, Amy. So for my feedback with you, Amy, similar to Tongan, actually you also have good ideas, Amy, and you also managed to, let's say, like explain them, which is great. Okay, but similar to Tongan, also Amy, avoid pauses as well. Okay, so I understand that probably this time you are trying to think of how to use the different cohesive devices because I noticed that earlier you used the cohesive devices. Good job for that one, Amy. Okay, but in this case, so this is like, yeah, so familiar the use of the different cohesive devices. Okay, because again, if you could use them effectively, then that means that your responses would be smoother. Okay, so here pauses and fillers. I'll add fillers. So okay, those things. But overall, your main points or your answers were actually good. I mean, like you hit the main requirement or what the question asks. The only problem is that you need to continue practicing and developing your answers. So, questions before we end? No questions.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if
Yes.
guys, yeah, if you guys don't have any questions about this one, then that would be all for this morning then, and I'll see you again on Thursday. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yes, bye.